Welcome to Sravz technical series. In today's session, we'll continue discussion with the leveraged funds analysis. So, in the previous session, we discussed the historical ticker plant implementation in Rust. Then, while we're doing that, we realized that we don't have the ETF tickers, particularly for the US. So, in today's session, we'll first get the list of ETF tickers for the US. So they are around 3,700 tickers, which we already got. So we'll discuss how we got this list of ETF tickers. Once we have the list of ETF tickers, we can create portfolios of them using the portfolios page. You can go to the portfolios page from data, portfolios link. In portfolios page, we can create an variable weighted average portfolio. For example, I just clicked three assets and then I can give the weights. The weights should sum up to 100. So that way we can create a portfolio. And right now, if you go to the ETFs, we don't have the ETF codes. So in the next session, we'll try to get the ETF codes. Once we have the ETF codes, we can create a portfolio of the leveraged ETFs like QQQ, QLD, and TQQ. And then using the portfolio, we can perform portfolio returns analysis like we did here, for example. Here, since we don't have ETF, I just took an example of the Magnificent 6 portfolio we created on Feb 1st, September 9th. So we created this portfolio of 6 stocks and then we gave them weights like this. And then in the returns tier sheet, we can see the returns generated by that portfolio over last 10 years. So once we have the leveraged funds, we can create a portfolio similar to this, and then we can do returns tier sheet analysis, and then discuss the leverage, the effect of leverage, the effect of leverage and on the volatility, etc. So we'll discuss that at a later point. So for today's session, I'll show how I got a list of ETF tickers. I'll switch to the documentation page. So we are at this page today, ETF tickers uploader. So using Airflow, we get a list of ETFs from the service provider and then we upload those ETF tickers to MongoDB. In this session, we get a list of ETF symbols from a data provider and upload the ETF symbols to MongoDB. This is the high level data flow. And this is the code, upload exchange symbol list, upload symbols of all exchanges. So I'll go through this code base in the Visual Studio. Before that, I'll just run the test cases. The test cases pass. I'll go to the test case screen. This one, test exchanges.py. So two passed. I'll go to the actual function. So we get the service provider gives us a list of exchanges like an US. For all the US exchanges, there's one single exchange code called US. Similarly, we have exchange codes for other countries like COSPI, etc. In our case, we are only interested in the US exchange code. So we first get the exchange, all the exchange symbols. Then if the exchange code is the US, then we proceed, else we'll pass, because in our system right now we are only focused on the US market data. We pass. Then if it is the US exchange code, then we get exchange symbols for the US exchange. So this one will be a huge data frame, huge JSON output with all the symbols traded in the US, which includes stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, etc. So we get all of them. And then we discussed in a previous video, we tried to normalize the country code to generate Sravz ID. In Sravz ID, we always put two-letter country code. For example, if I go to the UI, if you look at the ETFs, the Sravz ID is generated with the name or type of the asset, then the country code underscore US and the code. So we simplify the instrument name in our system. So we generate the Sravz ID. If we find a country, if we don't find a country, we put NA in the country place. And then if the country is USA, because we are only interested in the US stocks, we update this collection, exchange symbols collection. So exchange symbols collection will have all the symbols traded in the US stock market. So once we have all the symbols uploaded to the MongoDB collection, in the UI, we query by type, which is ETF. So that's how we get all the ETF tickers here. So we have around 3,700 tickers, ETF tickers. So we show them here. And also in the UI, we show the fundamental data. For example, if I pick a random ETF, say for example, iShare MSCI, it shows the fundamental data for that symbol if it is available. It seems it's not available. Let's pick something else. Okay, yeah, ABCS. AAXJ is also available. It just takes a while to upload. AAXJ is there. So we have this wealth of fundamental information. At a later point, we can use AI and machine learning to try to do further analysis. It shows top holdings, etc. So that's about the UI for today. We have the ETF tickers. Now, once we have the ETF tickers, we have to get for now, we'll get the end of day codes. And once we have the end of day codes, we can create a portfolio of ETF tickers, which is a combination of ETF tickers. We can combine up to 10 ETF tickers, and then we'll do the analysis of that portfolio, like we showed in these screens. Now I'll switch back to the code base once again. So this is the code base, and we also have the tests. With that, I conclude today's session. If you have any questions or comments, please reach me out in the discussion tab here in the discussion section or in the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.